In 1970, I had a run-in with John Wayne Gacy. I was about a month or a couple weeks from being 15. It was a typical hot August night. I was at the state park and I was sitting in the lobby. He walks up to me and he said, "Are you a local?" I said, "Yes." He said, "What's there to do around here?" And I said, "Are you into hiking or sailing or camping?" And he said, "No." And then I started to walk off. He said, "Hey, would you like to have a beer?" And I said, "Sure." So we walk down to his room. He opens the door. He walks in behind me and he takes his hand and he grazes my behind. I thought maybe that was a mistake. I took a seat at the first chair and then he goes to a cooler and brings back a beer. It was a Wiedemann. And then he goes over and shuts the curtains and he locks the door. He asked me if I like sex books. And in my mind, I was thinking Playboy. So he takes a suitcase out, sets it on the bed, opens it up. It's full of books. There's probably 50 or 60 magazines there. So he grabs a couple and just hands them to me. And I start thumbing through them. They're all boys. I think this is not right. Something's wrong. I'm in a bad situation here. He comes back through and he says, "I got something else you might like." So he goes to the other side of the bed, puts another suitcase up on the bed, opens it up. It's full of shackles and handcuffs and chains. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is bad. I got to get out of here. And I said, "Can I have another beer?" And he goes, starts looking for the cooler. Well, he walks past me and around both beds, and I hit the door. And I open the door, and just as I step out, he grabs me. He hits me a couple of times, but I just kept backpedaling. So I back on out of there, get on my bike. So I get home, and I said, "Mom, you're not going to believe what happened to me." So I told her the whole story, and I could tell she was real concerned. Fast forward 3 years, I walk to the front of the marina, I turn the corner, and I bump into a guy. My first reaction was, I said, "Excuse me." I step aside, he steps aside, and it was him. Now I'm almost 18 now. And I said, "Hey, do you remember me?" And he said, "No." I said, "You remember me?" So I kind of went chest to chest with him. I said, "Yes, you do. I'm not 14 anymore." About that time, my boss walks out. So we went our separate ways. Then December 78, by Rivergate Mall, I was going to get a present for my mom and dad. I see this row of newspapers. I couldn't really see the headlines, but I could see this guy's face. I started getting cold chills. I got up, walked over there, and every step I was saying to myself, that's the guy. That's the guy that tried to trap me in the hotel room.